I'm Gary Ernst. Most of us are familiar with what a will does, but not everyone understands why it's so important to have one. I think the best way to demonstrate the value of having a will is to imagine the scenario where you have died without one. In legal terms, we refer to this scenario as intestacy or intestate, meaning there's no will. If you die intestate, then the distribution of your estate can only go one possible way, and that way is determined not by you or your loved ones, but your good friends at the North Carolina General Assembly. By this I mean that North Carolina law decides who gets what, and the rules they set apply to every North Carolina resident who dies without a will. Yet these rules can produce some very unexpected outcomes. For example, if you are married and have no children at the time of your passing, you may assume that your surviving spouse inherits your estate. That is one possibility, but is not the only possibility. In some circumstances, if either you or your parents survive you, then they could share in your estate along with your spouse. So you could end up with a very awkward situation where your spouse now holds property with their in-laws. That's a scenario I think some people would want to avoid. And having a will is one simple way to avoid it. Wills also serve very other important functions. For example, a will should nominate an executor to be in charge of handling your estate. By having a will, you get to handpick who this person will be and can also name backups if that person is not available. On the other hand, if you do not have a will, then once again, North Carolina law decides who has priority. Generally speaking, these people will be family members who may or may not be appropriate choices to handle the estate. Lastly, a will allows you to plan for leaving an inheritance to a special beneficiary, such as a minor child, a person with a disability, or a person on a welfare program, such as Medicaid. Your will should include specific language to ensure that inheriting these assets will not unintentionally cause legal issues. These issues may end up requiring a court-appointed guardian for your beneficiaries, or even disqualifying a beneficiary from their welfare benefits. There are many other benefits to having a will, in addition to the ones I've described. I encourage every person, regardless of your asset or family situation, to speak with an estate planning attorney about how a will can help you carry out your wishes and make things easier for your loved ones.